going on, YouTube? It's Craig here, reviews for you. Alright, I'm going to get right into it. So today we're going to talk about fuzzy math. This is Corporations 101, or Business 101. Alright, you keep seeing this number that they keep putting out there that Soylo is going to lose $100 million. Alright, well, I'm going to show you how that's not true. And I'm going to show you with real numbers. I mean, these are true, accurate, real numbers. As of right now, the movie has pulled in $340 million, $340.8 million globally. Now, that's sad. That's pathetic, especially for a Star Wars movie. But that just means we did a good job. You know, this little small minority of people that they called us apparently are the vast majority of people. Because honestly, it really should have tracked along with Rogue One and took in $1 billion gross. Okay, so let me get on with it. At $340.8 billion, that's how much it's grossed. That's not net. That's gross. Look at your paycheck every week and you see how much you make. That's not how much you're going to bring in. All right. Well, it's the same way with the movies. They're only giving you the gross numbers, but you have to realize that the theater takes their cut as well. So, the estimated budget was $300 million with all the reshoots that Ron Howard had to do. So $300 million budget, right? We all know this. And promotion, marketing, everything else, which is good commercials, you know, all around the entire globe. All the commercial advertising, all of the promotional products. Paying all these fake people to show up like they did in Australia at these premieres. All of that, okay? And industry standard is whatever you pay in production is about what you're going to pay in marketing. So I'm even going to go less than that. I'm going to go back to their original budget because I'm just going to be lenient with the numbers. And the lenient number would be $250 million in marketing and promotion. So that would put them at $550 million. And everybody says, okay, so they need to make $550 million to break even. No, that's not how this works. They have $550 million out. Okay, so if they pull in $340 million out of $550, you still have to take off, and it varies depending on if it's IMAX 3D or if it's international or domestic as far as what the percentages are. They range from 40 to 50%. So if we take the average number, because it did roughly about the same domestically, which domestically is considered US and Canada, and then globally is the other 63 countries that they released it in that it turded out completely. It did about the same in 63 countries as it did in 2. So, that being said, I'm just going to do an average number since it did about half and half. So, the average number would put it right at around 45%, which is going to give it $145 million that the actual film, what comes off the top of the 340, right? So you take the 145 off the top of the 340. I'll even round that up and give them the additional $5 million. So and I'm being extremely generous with these numbers. And you're still going to see that it's nowhere near losing $100 million. It's going to lose way more than that. So we take that off and we just knock it to an even. The movie made $200 million. That's bring home, take home, that's what it made. It made $200 million. Okay, well, if they have 550 in it, they're 350 million back. Now, 350 million. Okay, so how are they coming up with 100 million? Well, you still have DVD sales and Blu-ray, which, looking at The Last Jedi's DVD and Blu-ray sales, which are, man, they're dismal. Dismal. And I expect Soylo to do worse. Even worse. I mean, seriously. They're in the $1.99 bin right now. And I expect Soylo's to do even worse. And then you have the money for letting it go to Netflix and letting it go to Hulu, which they do not own because Comcast is going to buy Fox, so they're not going to get a chance to get Hulu and their streaming stuff. So, you know, just throwing that out there now. I'll explain that a little bit later. All right, so with that, and you have to figure in toys. Okay, we all know the toys aren't moving, but that doesn't really affect Disney. The toy manufacturers pay a licensing fee to Lucasfilm in order to produce the toys to get them into the stores. The stores buy the toys, and there you go. You shut down Toys R Us. You know, you shut down stuff like that because the toys go absolutely nowhere. I mean, absolutely nowhere. Our Toys R Us is still packed with Star Wars stuff. Until they drop it down to a penny, I ain't buying it. The stuff's going to end up going, and I've already seen it at Overstock.com. I've seen boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff at Overstock.com that are Star Wars related. So, Overstock. That's never a good thing when you go to Overstock. So, with their toys, all right, and I'm not privy to how much they have to pay for that, because that varies from company to company and movie to movie and whichever distributor it is. So whether it be Kenner, Mattel, whatever, that's between them. So to be generous, we already know they're $350 million in the hole. All right, now with DVD and Blu-ray sales, you're probably looking at around 100, what was the last one? 102 million. So there's still 252 in the hole, 252 million in the hole. How are we going to get down to 100 million? This is called fuzzy math. All right, so there's no way in hell these people paid them, these toy companies paid them $150 million in order to produce the toys that we all know, and they all know after the last night are not going to sell. So how are they coming up with 100 million? This is where fuzzy math takes over, and we'll go into that right now. They're going to use the number of $100 million because what they're going to do is they're going to twist the figures on production and marketing, and they're going to put them into a separate category on the books. So it'll actually look like it didn't cost that much to make the movie, and it didn't cost that much to market the movie. We all know it did, but they're moving it to a different category, so it's not associated with the movie. All right? Follow me here? All right, so they're going to get it down to where it's going to lose $100 million. Now, granted, this still doesn't look good on paper, and the investors really don't like it. All right, your shareholders, they're the ones that you have to convince that you're doing an extremely good job. We all know they're not. We all know they're doing the worst freaking job ever. I mean, this is how to fail a business 101. Do exactly what Lucasfilm is doing. So for all you young startup businesses out there, don't do this. You're going to fail. It's an immediate failure. There's a couple businessmen that are subscribers on this channel. They're going to give you the same advice. Do not do anything that Lucasfilm has done. I'm a businessman myself, and man, I can tell you, I would not be running this thing into the ground like this. All right. Their actual number is going to be between 170 and 190 million dollars in losses. They're going to bring it down to look like 100 million, so they can try to. And this also falls into it. These 9 supposed projects that they have in various stages of works. Okay. All right. There's not 9 projects in stages in various stages of working right now. And the reason they keep announcing these things is to make the shareholders think that the company is doing great, which will bolster stocks, and they need to raise enough money to counter Comcast's offer of $65 billion. Right now, Disney can't do it. They don't have the money or the means or the capital to do it, because Disney only offered $52.4 billion in stock options. Comcast offered $65 billion cold hard cash. Cold hard cash. All right, that's a full almost 20% higher than what Disney did. Disney cannot raise enough money to beat that bid. And even if they did, and this now Comcast's offer is including paying Disney $1.5 billion, pretty much for outbidding them, because you know all the time, effort, money, everything else spent in getting this stuff organized. Now, I mean, it could take a year for these companies to merge, but once the deal's made, the deal's made. So they were trying to boost all these shares and Disney stocks and everything else, which we know have failed. And that's why they came up with $100 million. It's not how it works. The real number on this is going to be between $175 and $200 million. Plain and simple. That's how much Soylo has lost. And you know who lost it for them? Kathleen Kennedy, Ryan Johnson, and people like you. People like me. The ones that they said were the small minority turned out to be the vast majority. So each one of y'all can give yourself a pat on the back. Kathleen Kennedy will not be there by the end of the year. There will be a new head there. I guarantee that. Spoiler for episode 9, everybody but the kitchen sink is going to be in it. Snoke's coming back. Yep, you can cut him in half. He's still alive. Darth Maul, you can cut him in half. He's still alive too. So, you know, I mean, you can fix people to get cut in half, but you can't fix Luke. But Luke will be in 9, along with Maz, along with Lando, the real one, not the Pando, not Dong Lover. And we're actually getting Billy D, the one that made me want to buy Schlitz when I was like 9. Schlitz malt liquor. That's the nastiest shit ever. But I would have bought it because Billy D wanted it. So they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this freaking movie, trying to get people to come see it. People like you and me that have already said, you know, my wallet's closed. I don't give a damn about none of it. Till Kennedy's gone, I don't care. But anyway, there's your real Soylo numbers, and not the fake ones that are getting released in the media. And believe me, I've done this before, and these numbers are right. I mean, that's what I do. I'm a numbers guy. So, and I'm a businessman, and I do a lot of research on this stuff. So, with that being said, go ahead and revel in this one, because we won this battle. We still ain't won the war, but by God, we're going to. We are going to. But yeah, we have definitely taken a decisive battle win. All right, well, I'm Craig. I'm tired. I got projects to do. I'm Craig. Reviews for you. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell notifications, because we're going to be live streaming this week so we can actually interact back and forth, because I'm looking forward to talking to each and every one of you. And I am